Most of us carry stress in our lower back. Today's practice will help you to release tension and build strength. This is Arpita, your yoga therapist and your Ayurvedic practitioner. In today's class, we're going to focus on strengthening and stretching the lower back and hip muscle, stabilize the sacrum, and create more space for your lower back so you feel more strong and balanced. So let's get started. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Today I have a Loki practicing with me today, so let's see. I hope he stays for the entire class. Let's go ahead and lie back down. So come at the back of your mats. You always want to start with keeping your knees bent, especially when you have a lower back tension. I'll invite you to bring your inner knees tab in together. And let's just pause here for a second. Pay attention to your breath. And pay attention to the lower back at this point. How are you feeling? Notice the rise and fall of your breath. And just notice, how is my inhalation and how is my exhalation? You're going to slowly draw both knees into the chest. So maybe you have both your knees into the chest. Very good. We're going to come in Upanasana, very simple. So as you inhale, take your knees away from your chest. And as you exhale, draw them into the chest. Again, inhale, take your knees away from your chest, very gentle. And as you exhale, bring it into the chest. Nice. Let's continue this movement. As I inhale, I take my knees away from my chest. So somehow your knees and hip line up. And as I exhale, I draw them into the chest. So Upanasana is a very gentle movement for your lower back and sacrum. And just start to feel that you have a little bit of a range of motion, starting to get into that feeling of a range of motion in that lumbar spine. And then next time, when you take your knees away from your chest, take your legs straight up towards the ceiling and take your arms to the back of your mat. And as you exhale, just simply draw that right knee into the chest. Very good, just one leg at a time. So right knee into the chest, both hands on top of your right shin. As you inhale, take your right leg up, reach your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, draw that left knee into the chest. Nice, let's continue here. Breathing here. Inhale, the legs are up, arms reaches back of your mat. And then exhale, right knee into the chest. Beautiful. Inhale, leg is up, arms reaches to the back of your mat. And as you exhale, draw that left knee into the chest. Nice. Take another inhale breath. Reach both your legs up overhead. Take your arms to the back of your mat. And as you exhale, drop both knees into the chest. Very good. Take a little gentle rock here, side to side. Now go ahead and bring your left sole down and continue to hug that right knee into the chest. Very good. And if it feels good then only go ahead and straight your left leg. So we're going to start to keep the left leg straight. Make sure the left heel is not pressing down into the floor. It's kind of stay a little bit away off the mat here. Now as you inhale, take your left leg a little bit up towards, not up all the way high, like 45-degree angle, and then try to exhale and maybe keep it, straight here. Now we're going to be here, take an inhale breath here when the left leg is straight, and then exhale, 45-degree. Inhale, the leg comes down, exhale, 45-degree, maybe a little higher. Again, be mindful, gentle movement here. Inhale, the leg is straight, and then exhale, Taking it a little bit to that 45-degree angle and start to pay attention what's happening in that lower back here. Try to keep, so notice if I take my hand can kind of go to the lower back. So keep that lower back neutral here. And then very gentle as you exhale, the front, the side, and the back of the core contract as you come into this pose. Starting to feel that core activation is happening, and due to that, you are feeling very strong in that lower back. And then when you're done, the last one, go ahead and release the left leg down. Nice. It looks very gentle and simple, but it's not, right? So go ahead and release the right leg next to the left and just pause here. When you're ready, take an inhale breath. And as you exhale, left knee bent. Again, starting with the right leg off the floor. And I like to keep my right hand to that outer right hip, so it kind of allows me to remind me to activate the outer hip, the glute muscles also. All right, let's do it. Take an inhale. On an exhale, we lift, and on an inhale, we bring it down. Exhale, the leg goes maybe a little bit up. If you can do 45, great. And then inhale. And continue to float in this variation. Very slow, very gentle. Again, it looks very simple. Keeping that lower back neutral here as you just move in and out. So nice psoas stretch, great for that engagement of the core, and this is actually teaching you to keep that core engaged, not just the front of the core, but the back of the core also. And then once you're done, go ahead and bring both knees, so right knee hugs into the chest. Very good. And then take a second just to simply rock here side to side. Bring that awareness back into that lower back and a side joint, and just kind of be mindful, how am I feeling at this point? Very good. Go ahead and drop once again the left sole down, hug that right knee once again into the chest, and we're very gentle moving into that hip rotation of that right side. We're going to prepare to come into that reclined pigeon variation. So when you're ready, external rotation here, bringing the right foot on top of your left and coming in that reclined pigeon ladder 4 position here. Now stay here, we're not gonna lift up right away. Stay here, bring your hands down on the floor, and a very gentle version of a baby bridge here. So inhale as you lift, so you have to engage those glutes here, engage your core. And remember, exhale, you bring your pelvis down and then continue to lift. If you can hug and bring that left leg close and come into reclined pigeon, this variation, great. But if you are here, since you have a lot of tension and pain in the lower back, this is also fine. All right, let's continue and move in this variation. As you inhale, slowly take your time and you lift. And as you exhale, gentle exhale, exhale, exhale. Maybe at the end of the exhale, go as far as your body allows you to move today. Especially when you're doing this practice, when you have a lower back tension, if you've been on a long flight or sitting for a long amount of time, then just be mindful of those movements here. Okay, go ahead and release the left sole down. Take your arms out to the side. Take an inhale breath. You're still in that reclined pigeon. And as you exhale, you take your right foot to the left side, again as far as you can. And we're going to move very gentle here. So inhale, come back to center, and then exhale the right knee to that right side. And just take your time, gentle movement here, breathing in, breathing out. On an exhale, the foot goes to the left side of your mat. Inhale, come back to center. 6 count inhale, 6 count exhalation. The foot goes to the right side, again as far as you can. And then last time, as you exhale the right sole, see if you can bring it towards the floor. Go ahead and reach your right arm up overhead, and if your right foot doesn't come down easily, then you can always use a block to support here. Let's take an inhale, exhale breath here. Then when you're ready, let's bring yourself back out. Hug both knees into the chest. A gentle rock here, side to side. And then take your knees away from your chest in an Apanasana, and then exhale, bring it into the chest. A few more times as you inhale, the legs are. So when you take your knees away, the knees and your hips line up. When you exhale and draw it in, you start to feel a nice release into that lower back. So a simple pose like Apanasana can do a great job in relieving the lower back tension. Okay, when you're ready, I'll invite you to roll to one side of your mat, come back up, and meet me in a tabletop position. So we'll come in a tabletop, wrist, shoulder, knees, hip in a line. We'll come in a simple cat and cow. So as we inhale, we'll start from the tail. So tailbone lifts, navel drop, roll the shoulder head back, chest away from the belly. As you exhale, tailbone first, navel second, upper back rounds, and then finally chin comes in. And finding this rhythm and this movement here, let's do that one more time, just a simple cat and cow. Again, be mindful if you have a tension in the lower back, then try to not do all the way full. And then as you exhale, forearm comes down, torso to the legs, sit bone comes down, and then finally chin comes in a child's pose. So we're gonna add a few things here. As you inhale, come up in a cow. As you exhale, round your back, come in a cat. Then once again, inhale, come back into that table. And then exhale into that child. So forearms first, torso second, sit bone third, and finally the chin come in. So there's a way to go in a child's pose from a table, and this whole movement in my tradition we call Chakra Vakrasana. So again, taking your time, coming into that cat and cow first, back into table, and then final rest in that child's pose. Beautiful. When you're ready, come all the way on your belly. So postures like Cobra, as you guys know, if you practice with me every week, you know that how much I love this pose. And I call this pose an underestimated pose in a yoga. A lot of people in a yoga class don't like this pose, or they usually don't think this pose is any helpful. But in my opinion, this is the best pose for your lower back. So next, what we're going to do a few variations of a cobra that help you to release the tension and create more strength and stretch for that lower back, hip, SI joint. So when you're ready, I'll invite you, make sure the forearms are on the floor as you inhale and lift up and come into what we call a Bhujangasana or cobra pose. My legs are wider and they're down on the floor, pressing into the floor. As I exhale, I come back down. Next time when you inhale, I want you to bring your legs hip distance. Now inhale, lengthen first, use the back muscle, and then take your right leg off. And be mindful your pelvis needs to stay glued, stay grounded to the floor when you're lifting that right leg. A lot of people make a mistake in lifting the leg so high, and then they create a lower back tension. That is not what we're going for. We're hoping to release some tension here. Next time when you inhale, the left leg comes off the floor. And as you exhale and come down. Let's do that one more time. So inhale, lengthen the spine, use the back muscle to lift you up. If you feel strong at this point in your lower back, then only extend the left arm forward. And even though this looks very simple from outside, but you should know if you're doing this pose, you are creating strong lower back here. And as you exhale, hand comes down and leg comes down. Next inhale, left leg lifts as you come in a cobra. Then notice if you feel good only, the opposite arm comes off the mat. And as you exhale, hand comes down, leg comes down. Now take your legs a little wider. One of my favorite poses for the lower back sequence, Vimanasana, right? So this one, we're going to keep the forearms down. As you inhale, lengthen the spine, lift up, take the legs off the floor. So your legs are wider. As you exhale, you bring the leg in and you come a little bit lower down, a little bit here. As you inhale, lengthen and lift and legs gets wider. And as you exhale, lower down, half may, legs comes in. And notice even just, again, you're creating a lot of strength in that lower back. This is more stabilizing to that sacrum. And notice if you do 4 or 5 of this, I mean, if you do 6 or 7, go for it if you can, but you're gonna start sweating here in a minute because it's creating that range of motion in that lumbar spine. Very good. When you're ready, go ahead and come down, bring your hands down and a gentle rock a little bit to those hips here. Very good. Let's go ahead and come back up into that tabletop. And then you're going to bring your left leg forward between your hands. If your leg does not come in, you can always come halfway, use your hand and bring your leg forward. Find that low lunge variation. And then bring yourself out here. Bring your left hand on that leg. As you inhale, very gentle, we're moving in and out in a lunge here. And as you exhale, so your front leg, your left leg does not completely straight, but you exhale and come out of the pose, okay? We're gonna, again, go very slow. 6 count inhale and 6 count exhale. And what this does is really helps the, again, strengthening and stretching action to those hip flexors and then hip extender also, and really, really helps to release in there. So your glutes, your lower back, your outer hip, everything is working, especially the psoas on that back leg. And I want you to lean a little bit forward. And as you exhale, come into that side lateral bend. Again, be mindful here. Go as far as your body allows you to. Nice stretch into the outer right hip. A little bit on IT, QL. Those are the muscles, when they get tight, they contribute in a lower back pain. And then when you exhale, slowly take your time, come back into table, sit back once again, child's pose. In this child's pose, if you can take your legs a little bit wider, go for it. Big toe in the back touches together, legs gets a little bit wider, and you rest that torso between your inner groins or inner thighs. Couple more deep breath here. And then inhale and come back into that table. And then switch, bring the right foot forward. Okay, so again, the right leg comes between your hands here. Take your time, come out of the pose, lean back, use your right hand on that front leg. As you inhale, the left arm reaches. And even when you kind of take your left hip forward in front of that left knee and you reach your left arm up overhead, you're starting to feel a nice stretch into the front of the left side here. And as I exhale, right leg micro bend, keep a micro bend, but your left knee and your left hip somehow should line up. And just kind of, again, going in and out, few rounds of this low lunge variation. And then next time when you inhale, you're going to stay here. Bring your shoulders a little bit in front of the hips so you get out of that lower back. And then on an exhale, very gentle, we lean to the right side for the lateral stretch in that low lunge. Take another inhale breath here. And then exhale, bring yourself back out. Once again, I'll invite you to join me in that child's pose. All right, back into that table. And let's come on your back once again. Do you remember how we started our class? On our back, knees to chest. So come on a back, knees to chest, gentle hug. Nice. Then bring your legs a little bit into mat distance. And we're simply going to come in what we call windshield wiper legs. So on an exhale, take both your knees to your left side. Very good. And we're going to move dynamic. As you inhale, come back to center, and then exhale and switch to other side. And let's continue and do this few more times. Inhale on a 6 count and exhale on a 6 count. So in Ayurveda, the lower back pain, the word we use is Katishula. It's basically aggravation of a Vata dosha would create a lower back pain. And due to your lifestyle, your diet, your Vata can get disturbed, and it kind of creates a tension in your joints, your bones, your muscle, leading to depletion, dryness, dehydration, and that leads to fatigue and finding that less mobility in the lower back. So this is again another layer to add to your yoga practice, that how or what lifestyle you living. Are you increasing his lifestyle, creating a lot of Vata imbalance? Next time when your both knees roll to your right side of your mat, just pause and stay here. Each dosha in Ayurveda has what we call expression to the pain. So when Vata is disturbed, pain in the lower back, or just the word pain is there. When Pitta is disturbed, we have a lot of inflammation in our body. And when Kapha is disturbed, we have a lot of swelling in the body. Inhale and come back to center. And then exhale and switch to other side. So from an Ayurvedic lens, when we look at lower back pain, a lot of Vata aggravation a lot of Vata causative factors could be a diet, food, lifestyle, stress, depletion. Those are all contribute to the lower back pain. Okay, come back to center. Hug both your knees into the chest. Do a little gentle rock side to side. Take your legs straight up towards the ceiling. Take your arms to the back of your mat. And as you exhale, both knees hugs into the chest. As you inhale, legs reaches up, arms comes to the back of your mat. And as you exhale, knees to the chest. Last time, breathing in and breathing out. Okay, go ahead and bring your knees down. Start with the knees bent like we did earlier in the beginning of the class, and staying here for Savasana. If you start to feeling little relief in the lower back, then you can go ahead and straighten your legs and come in that final relaxation. Closing your eyes. Breathing here. Take your time, bend those knees, roll to one side of your mat in a fetal position, and then I'll wait for you to meet me in that comfortable seated posture in front of your mat, finding that Sukhasana. Resting your hands down, index and thumb touches together. And just bringing that awareness to the lower back. How are you feeling? Taking your time, hands to the heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope this practice helped you to relieve tension in your lower back. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so we can practice like this every week. Hope to see you next week. The next few classes, I will be leading a retreat in Morocco. So if I miss a class on a Monday evening, then I am leading a retreat in Morocco. But in the meanwhile, you have the channel, you have all the classes that you need to practice daily. Namaste.